Wow, dude, that's a lot. Okay, well, so this is gonna be fucking. This one's always gonna be the hardest one. D tier. Good lordy. Okay, Paul X is in D tier. There's a lot of SMGs, so I might kind of go through this a little fast. But we got Paul X in there. TJ's probably in there too, huh? Dude, I feel like I can't put TJ in there though, for the sole reason that his SND is fucking like phenomenal. Like D tier is like, they're probably not in the league next year. C tier is just like, they have their moments, super inconsistent, which is what TJ is, but like, bro, he's top 2 SND subbing. So anyways, D tier, I'm gonna have Paul X, Joe Deceives, Too Real, Vivid. I think that's it for D tier. C tier would be, well, actually, I haven't seen enough of Hixie. Vivid C, bro. You guys think Vivid is C tier? I mean, like, actually, no, you're right. No, you're right. I'm tripping. Vivid is C. I'm tweaking. Okay, so C tier though. Yeah, no, he's not D tier. That's on me. I was tweaking. She's good. C tier is gonna be Vivid Havoc for sure. Big Cap. Basically, these players are players that I think are just super inconsistent. But they have their moments, but they're just way too inconsistent. Bance, even though Bance had a fucking unbelievable event when they fried, which was surprising. I love to see that. Exceed, yep. Asim, I was gonna put TJ. So Asim's either C or B tier for sure. I personally, you all might say this is biased, I think he's B tier. Okay, so we're all kind of on the same page with that. How is Matt? Yo, Mac's actually one of the only players that, like, I feel like I never see him play, even though he's been on Seattle Surge. How do you guys rate Mac? Normally I have a very good gauge, but for this one, I actually want your guys like full on opinion. So a lot of B's and C's though. So for all the people that didn't hear me in the beginning, a lot of C's, Mac B. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely at most B. I'm gonna put him in C tier. So how I view it, D tier, these are probably players that are not gonna be in the league next year, okay? And these are players that I think that there are multiple players in challengers that could take their spot and do the same thing. Go to sleep, bro? Not yet, bro. Oh my God, I gotta do this. C tier are players that will probably be in the league next year, but they're just way too inconsistent. You know, like they can have those good series, but they can't put it together. They can't string it together, and they're just hit or miss players. So Deceive's kind of been nice. No, I mean, no disrespect to Joe. From what I've seen, I don't, his game doesn't move me. When he's on, he's disgusting. And for that, I could see you guys putting him in C tier, but I personally think that Joe Deceives and Assault will probably be out of the league next year and maybe even exceed. But Joe is like the best way to, Joe Deceives is a very, very fast player, very talented, very momentum based, and very, very streaky. There's times that, from what I've seen in the series that I've seen, where Joe's fucking gone off. He's absolutely frying, like piecing. And then there's other times where I'm scratching my head, just like, why is he making this play, right? Why is he taking this route? Like it looks like Joe doesn't really think as much as he probably needs to. He's young. Yeah, he's young. He's young. So I'm not holding it against him. And like I said, it's nothing personal. It's just, you don't really get a lot of time. Like, this isn't like professional sports, right? Where you get a couple years. It's not like that, you know. You get like 2 majors. You don't get a full year, 2 years most of the time. The reasoning here is lacking. So it doesn't have anything. It doesn't have, it's not just stats, because Joe probably has better stats than TJ Haley, Vivid for sure. But I'm not hating on I'm not hating on any of these guys. I'm just giving it to you completely serious. You get 2 majors, guys. 2 majors to prove your worth. And look, anybody, if you make it into the CDL, you can shoot your gun straight. Anybody can have a good game. Anybody can have a good series. It's about stringing it together to have multiple series in a row where you are consistently doing well, consistently making the right plays. And if you do that, you earn your respect from your peers, and you potentially earn yourself a career in the CDL. If you don't, then there's a good chance you're out the league. And there's some players that have been like grandfathered in, because yeah, like, for example, TJ Haley, I love Teach. You know, he's kind of been on thin ice, you know, but TJ, so here's the thing though, that's different. TJ has had the success. He's had those moments where he was an elite level player. He has. Joe Thieves hasn't yet. Too Real hasn't yet. Paul X hasn't yet. They haven't performed. It's just as simple as that. So it is still too early, but like, I'm not putting Joe Thieves or any of these guys in A tier or S tier just because it's too early. Like, if you want to say, you know, too early to tell, for sure. But I'm just telling you right now that if you don't put it together and have some sort of legacy, right, like everyone else that you're going to see that are above them in the tier list, you're not going to last long. TJ is a one-trick pony. I mean, bro, TJ was really good in AW. He couldn't play because it went to 18 plus. Him and like Tamp and Who couldn't play. He came back in World War II and he was phenomenal. And then Black Ops 4, TJ was really good. How long ago was AW? I mean, so here's the thing. What I'm saying is, it doesn't matter how long ago it was. I'm not putting TJ above Joe Thieves on his AW. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I look at the D tier as players that probably won't be in the league next year, and they just really haven't moved me. So TJ has put together AW, World War II, Black Ops 4 seasons of A tier talent, A tier gameplay. World War II was his best. He was arguably top, I don't know, 15 in that game for the majority of the year. Joe Thieves doesn't have that. Paul X doesn't have that. Hixie doesn't have that. Nero doesn't have that. Vivid doesn't have that. You see what I'm saying? So like, you have to put some level of respect on players like TJ's names, and that's what I'm saying why they're kind of like grandfathered in, is because people, like, they've done it. That's why, like they've done it before. We haven't seen any of these other guys do it. So I know that was kind of a little side note, but that's what it is. And the only reason why I do have TJ here is because he's arguably top 2 S&D player in the game right now, top 5, I guess you could say. So, but regardless, anyways, moving on. I don't Hixie. I would probably have in C tier 2. There's gonna be a lot of people in the D tier. Hixie's another one, honestly, where I'll let you guys decide, because I haven't seen enough. But from what I've seen, he looks C. Look, I actually do B or C, about C. Okay, well, we'll keep him in C. I actually, because Ina does bring up something I do want to talk about, because I hear this all the time and I always love talking about it. Professional Call of Duty, what you guys have to realize, right? Because you said the players for each team are picked by other players who have played with them and barely pay attention to up-and-coming talent. Completely false. It's the exact same way in sports, okay? When you are in challengers, similar to college football, right? Or college basketball, okay? When you are elite or just really good in challengers, it's like being a really good D1 NFL player, okay? But only what, 0.1% of the players from college make it to the NFL, right? A lot of challenger players are fucking mid-pack McGee. Okay, COD's easy to shoot in. I don't care about Gunny. They don't have the mental fortitude for it. They don't have a million different things that you need to have. Okay, so when players do good in challengers, that's fine and dandy. But when you get to the CDL, it's like getting to the NFL or the NBA, where now you're not competing against like a handful of other good players and then everyone else is kind of shit. You're competing against the best of the best. There's 48 players in the league. Now we see players like the Simps, right? Like the Abizis, like the Celiums. I mean, you could use Shots even though he was a Halo champion. And people think that there's just like all this unbelievable, insane talent in challengers. Don't get me wrong. There's great talent in challengers, but majority of them, it's the same as sports. Majority of them are just good in challengers, good college players, but they don't make it past their rookie contract, or they just don't even get an opportunity. It's just as simple as that. I mean, there's players. I mean, dude, I could name so many players right now that have been given the opportunity and they just kind of fizzled out. And there's nothing wrong with it. There's like that, like not everyone's going to make it to the league. So while there is good players in challengers, and while there's probably a couple players for sure that could be in the CDL in challengers, and they would be if it was 16 teams, it's only a small few. Like, it's only a small few. I mean, bro, there's been a good amount of players that, like, so let's think. What was the last year's game? Fucking Vanguard. Who are the challengers players that like actually played in Vanguard? Well, I know Cold War, for example. Venom is one of them. Jimbo, Paul X, I think is probably on his way out. Johnny, Zio, Gizmo, Capsule. So like, look, let's just look at those, right? Pred, elite level talent, superstar in the league, which is what you get, right? You know, he's like a top 5, potentially top 1 pick in the draft going into a sport, right? He's there. Then you have players like Jimbo, Just really not that good. I don't care what his situation was, what his team was. Really just not that good. Great in challengers, but not when you're playing the best of the best. Johnny, same thing. Scrappy, he didn't play, well, he didn't get in the league until this year, but supposedly he was kind of average at Vanguard, right? Gizmo, though, not in the league. Capsule, very hit or miss, wasn't in the league. Like, you see what I'm saying? Decimate, Blast, there's so many challengers players that get the opportunity, guys, but they're just, and I'm going to be as blunt as possible, not good enough. And you don't get 3 years like you do in a sport, like I said, because you won't, you know, the COD switches every year. You get 2 majors, 2.5 majors. So I don't like the whole friendship league thing, because it's just like real sports where, I mean, you could take your shot at somebody, but there's also going to be players like TJ Haley, like Bance, that their legacy does keep them around, but because they've proven themselves at least once to a certain extent to be a champion compared to these other guys. You're not going to get the Simpson, the Beezies, and the Celiums, the Preds, the Civs. Those are the like cream of the crop, bro, the upper echelon. Those are the, you hit the lottery. Most of the challenger players are going to be like the other guys who just burn out. It's just simple as that. Anyway, so you can, I mean, look, you guys can agree, disagree with it. You know, it's just, I'm telling you from personal experience that that's how it is. And it's the same reason there's a lot of players that you guys think are really good, and I understand why. But in reality, and kind of how like the professional players, not even speaking for myself because I'm not a professional anymore, but they view certain strengths completely differently. And like the players that, there's players that you guys think are really good in this COD and last COD and every COD that's ever been around, that the pros will be like, that guy's fucking average. You know, it's just simple as that. And it sucks. Yeah, sometimes you get put in a bad position, bro. People get drafted to teams all the time that suck. We already went over ARs. People get drafted first overall. You're most likely going to a shit team. It happens. But at the end of the day, you got to prove yourself on an individual level. Anyways, though, okay, back to this, because it's kind of getting late. Damn, bro, there's so many. I think I'd have Nero in B, Kleenex in B, Hook in B, Kenny, Envoy in B. Sorry, I just sped run that. Do you, wait, am I faded? You guys think Kleenex is A? This is, well, so this is throughout the entire year. Yeah, this is just this year. Okay. I mean, I do like Kleenexes. Okay, hold on. Let me see how this will look. I don't think I'm putting Hook in A because I have, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Optic don't have an S tier sub, but do you think Hook and Shotzi are both A tier? Because in my eyes, I was gonna put Shotzi A tier. So how I basically was gonna look something like this. And once again, it's not just stats, guys. It's not just stats. I could speak on all the players. The reason why I don't have any Optic player or even Kenny, even though Kenny's reasoning from me is a little bit different, is they just make too many mistakes. And then dude, Afro's been good. I'd have Kismet A tier. So obviously I have Hydra and Pred S tier. Sorry, this is tough. Would you put Afro in A tier? Because so I was gonna have, I think Afro A, a BZ S, Simp A. Am I tweaking for that? Afro B? You guys really rate him that low, huh? I'll be honest, I really like Afro's game. Like I really do. The only ones that I kind of disagree with is, I mean, like if I had Kleenex, I'd put him top B if it was just my list. But I like having this dialogue and going back and forth. Which, okay, so that's fair. I see you guys, Afro top B, Trooper and all you guys. No, I like doing this where it's kind of a little bit of a back and forth. But I could see the argument, right? When we see some of the A player stats, yeah, Scotty. So look, A, we have, so A was, Afro, where's Simp at? Simp, Shotzi, Envoy, Kismet, right? Kismet, and who else am I missing? Simp, Kismet, Shotzi, Afro. That's all of them, right? Scump's retired, my boy. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bro, it's fucking late. Who am I missing? Afro, Shotzi, Simp, Envoy, Kismet. Oh, Kleenex. The fuck is wrong with me, bro? I'm faded. Okay, these are the A tier subs. This is throughout the entire, yeah, my fault. Like, it's been a long day. This is the entire year so far, online and LAN. So Afro is #1 in overall KD out of all of them. In hardpoint kills per 10, you got Shotzi and Kleenex at the top 2. Kismet coming in 3, Afro in 4. So hardpoint KD. So Afro is #1 in hardpoint KD, #4 in damage. Shotzi's #2. Shotzi's been really good. Especially as of late, he has been, especially in hardpoint. If you want to give a look at hill time, Kismet's surprisingly high, which is impressive because, so Kismet's at 78, right? Him and Simp kind of they top the charts. Not only is Kismet 78, shut up, Andy. He is third, well, actually second at hardpoint damage per 10. So like, if you didn't even watch the games, a lot of what you could reference just from those 3 stats that I told you is Kismet gets a lot of high impact kills in the hill and or around the hill, compared to say someone like Shotzi. SNDKD, Afro 1.2 with a 19.1% first blood percentage. Like, that's actually tippable. Sim's been great in SND. Kismet's been solid. Where's Shotzi's got 0.98. Envoy's been solid. And then Control. I mean, Envoy's arguably the best Control player. He's the best Control sub player. And you have Afro. So Afro is basically the top of all of them. And so I think he deserves to be an A. Obviously, online and LAN are 2 different things, guys, but like, we have to value them both. Hey, Caps, my guy, you handsome bastard. Thank you for the love, homie. I appreciate that. So what do we think about this? Hydra, Pred, Abizi, the S tier subs. Then you have Kleenex, Envoy, Shotzi, Kiz, Afro, Simp, A tier. Seam, Nero, Hook, and Kenny, B tier. Vivid, Havoc, Cap, Bance, Exceed, TJ, Mac, Pixie. Motherfucker looks like Kleenex. C tier. And then you have Paul X, Joe Deceives, 2 reels in. Yeah, Vegas, or Drew, I know. It's hard to like, 'cause I know depending on the maps, some teams might use 3Rs and stuff like that. But I try to just be as consistent as I can. Low key, Envoy might be S. I mean, dude, Envoy's really good. To be honest though, like, bro, if you're in the A tier and above, like, you're fucking really talented SMG player. I just think like these 3 are like, there's levels to this, you know, and they're kind of there. Who deserves A? I don't know if I agree with that. I'll be honest, Aim. I think the chat too, a lot of them felt pretty good with B. He's definitely, so like, don't take into account where they're at, because this isn't like in specific order, like, oh, Hook's at the bottom of B tier. They're just in that tier. They are straight demons. That though. So the tier, what, WL, what, like, we think it thumbs up or nubs down, you know what I'm saying? I think it's solid. Hey, that was pretty fun, bro. Can we see T3 stats? What's T3, Della? Hey, that was fun. I appreciate you guys, because this is now YouTube content. It's the first time I ever actually did it on stream, but it makes it more enjoyable for me. Oh, S tier stats. Oh, I mean, bro, if I look at the S tier stats, you guys are like, these guys are actually demons. I mean, you got Pred, Hydra, 1.18, 1.16 respectively overall. Abizi 107. Hardpoint, Hydra and Pred average the most hardpoint kills per 10 minutes. Hardpoint KDs, Hydra and Pred are in the top 4. Damage, Hydra and Pred are up there. Abizi, I mean, Abizi's playstyle is a little bit different than those two. But he's fucking like, Abizi's an absolute glitch in SND. He averages damn near throughout the entire year. Just think about this. Throughout the entire year, I have them all in the same tier, Kai, but throughout the entire year, Abizi's damn near averaging 1 kill per round. And I don't know if that doesn't seem like a lot to you guys, but that's fucking absurd. With all the rounds that they've played. And his SND KD, 1.37, number 1. But the biggest thing is his first bloods. Bro, this guy clears. I think you can actually like look at how many first bloods he got, or Jesus Christ, I can't talk. How many he got in total. But like Abizi's hands down the best shit when it comes to that. And then Control, same thing. I mean, like, these guys are just gonna be at the top in every single category. That's why they're in the S tier. Now for the subs, hey, Eric, my guy, with the tier 1, 25 months, you handsome bastard. I hope you're doing good. Oh, Preds, yeah, if we want to just do like major 3 or stage, you mean major 2 or stage 3? Oh, actually stage 3. So this is all online, yeah. Pred, it's averaging at 126, 1.27 in hardpoint, 1.79, 5 maps, but that's still insane. 45% first blood. This is crazy. Now, this is obviously 5 matches online, but this is still fucking absurd. If Pred plays like this at the major, Seattle's going to be coming different. Like, he's basically number 1 in almost every category, or at the top, within like the top 3. But like I said, all 3 of these guys, like, I mean, a lot of these guys in A too, like, they're right there. You know, I think you guys would all agree with that. Is, you know, Simp could easily be there. Kismet could be, like, after stage 1, Kismet was there, you know. Shotzi could be there. Envoy could be there. Like, Kleenex, they can all be there. But from what we've seen so far this year, it's those 3 in my opinion. But you want to look at Lamar stats? Are you trying to cook Lamar, or was he actually like doing his thing? Let's see. Accuracy 0.96. These are basically the same fucking things. 0.93, 1.19 in S&D, and 0.9. I mean, look, Lamar's stats they're not his strengths, but I'm surprised Seattle's SND got better than they are where they are. I mean, bro, like, this shit's crazy. Abizi just number one SND. Tippable though. Hey, Y'all aren't so bad. That was fun doing all three of those. Damn, bro, I don't know what else to do, honestly. I don't think anyone's playing. This was fun though. I actually had a good time, so I appreciate you guys for real, man.